Welcome to EV-olution. My name is Andre Lawrence, and this is my channel about the transition from gas-powered cars to electric cars from the perspective of a first-time EV owner. At the end of my last video, the 2019 Kia Niro EV Hidden Features Part 2, I mentioned that I had found, purchased, and installed the best car mats that I've ever owned in the past 30+ years for any car, bar none, and that they beat the pants off of Weathertech car mats. I bought them and installed them and bought a second set for my wife's car because I wanted to show you what it was like to receive, unbox, and install. They are bar none the best, and if you want to know how and why, stick around, I'll let you know in 10 seconds. Just a side note, I have not been paid, subsidized, given free merch, given free anything. I purchased all the stuff that you're going to see in this video from the company, and I've received no compensation whatsoever. This is my personal opinion based on what I've purchased now and what I've purchased in the past and used for multiple years. The product that I found is from a company called Tuxmat. I'll put a link to their website in the description below. But essentially, Tuxmat is a Canadian company that designs their products in Canada and has them produced offshore like most other companies. So now that you've waited patiently, let me open the box and show you what they look like. Each of the mats is individually wrapped to protect them in shipping, but they have no other packaging other than the wrap, and that's fine because there's no way they could get damaged in shipping unless the box was completely crushed. So let me just take these out and show you what else comes in here. Inside one of these bags is an accessory kit, and you might be wondering why an accessory kit. Well, that's because these are designed to fit so snugly and perfectly in your car that there's no way that they're going to come off or move, and essentially it's a bag of little clips and Velcro, depending on the make and model of your car, that helps them stay motionless. Now, when I installed them in my Niro EV, all I did was use 2 or 3 clips on the front ones, and you don't even see them because of the way they install. And in the back, I think I also used only 2 or 3 because the mats are so well made and so precise that they line up completely to the edges and even go underneath the back seat of the Niro EV. Now, the car that my wife has, I'll find out if they also tuck under the back seat, but essentially what that means is if you have kids back there with shorter legs, when their feet kick up against the kick pad in the back or just below the back seat, the carpeting will not get dirty. So what do they really look like? Let's take one out and show you. This is the front driver's seat. As you can tell, compared to a WeatherTech mat, the dead pedal, or the kick pedal, or whatever you want to call it, is completely covered. In the case of a WeatherTech, it only goes up about halfway. And what does that mean? Well, in the winter, when you put your foot on the dead pedal and you've got all sorts of crud on your boots and shoes or whatever, it's going to get underneath the carpet and ruin the carpeting underneath. So what's the point of having a car mat if it doesn't protect your car? Tuxmat does full protection and avoids that situation completely. Another feature that you may have noticed is that the Tuxmat, being a little bit of a glossy finish, and even though it has a rugged finish, has a heel pad. The rubber heel pad prevents wear and tear and also prevents your foot from slipping. This is an added benefit and offers added protection. On the flip side is where the biggest difference between other car mats are, and it's the fact that these mats aren't rubber on the back side. That means the Tuxmat is so confident that all of the junk is going to stay on the inside of the mat that they're ready to put a felt type finish on the back side. Not only does this prevent the mats from slipping, but it offers an added sound deadening, so when you put these in your car, and because they cover so completely, you're adding an extra layer of insulation for sound. So what about the back seat? The back seat carpet has a very similar finish in terms of the texture and padding, because it is a little bit mushy. These are really nicely designed. They look really luxurious when they're installed in the car. And they have the same kind of finish on the back. This is more felt finish to allow for that extra security of them not moving around and to give you some sound deadening. So how easy or how hard are they to install compared to other mats? Well, let me show you. As I've told my kids on many occasions, any job worth doing is worth doing well. So in this particular case, I'm preparing the car in advance with the vacuum cleaner to remove all dirt, debris, and junk that may have fallen on the ground in the 3 months that my wife has had the car, to make sure that the bottom of the new mats won't get dirty since they are a felt material. And just for good measure, I'm vacuuming the original car mats so that when I put them away they'll be clean. I start with a good vacuuming and then I'll shake them out before I put them somewhere for storage. And now that the vacuuming is properly done and finished, I'm ready to install the new Tuxmats. So now that I've got the crappy part of the job out of the way of vacuuming the entire floor of the car to make it prepared and clean for the new mats, let's put the back one in and show you how easy it is. And that's it. A little dip, tuck underneath, and you're all done. And once you're done installing the mat, the satisfying part of peeling the plastic from the logo. To install the passenger side car mat is quite simple. All you have to do is tilt it in, position it, and make sure it's properly seated. Now there is a little bump here, and that's because the original mats have a little retainer clip. These are designed to have a space to allow for those clips to remain and not interfere with the carpet's functionality. As for the edges, you can always use a retainer clip, and I think that's what I'm going to do for here. To retain this edge, to make sure that it stays seated properly to prevent any grime from getting underneath, just use one of these little retainer clips. Start by stretching it a little bit. Make sure that the flat part goes against the back wall. And that's it, that won't move. And of course, the ever so satisfying peeling of the badge. Installing the driver's side car mat is almost identical to the front passenger side, with the exception of the addition of a retaining clip. Now, once I put this in, I'll show you what that clip is, and you can get a better idea of why this carpet won't move once it's installed. The retainer clip is this little hook that needs to go underneath the carpet here. And when I installed it in my Niro, I discovered an easy way of doing this because it's a sliding type of pin. In other words, I need to slide it into position. I need to line this portion up with this hole because it locks and it prevents any liquid from getting into there because it seals completely. Now to do this, the simplest way that I've found is to take a little Sharpie and make sure that your mat is properly placed all around for final installation. And once you've done that, take your Sharpie and outline the carpet's hole, or the opening for the mat. Now I opted for blue because on the gray carpet with some cleaner, if I ever need to get that out, it'll be quite simple. But now that I've got a mark in the carpet, and this mat is exactly where it needs to be, all I have to do is remove the mat, and now I need to get this into this position. Now it's quite straightforward. I just need to calculate approximately how much distance from the end of the pin to the position I require. Now the carpet is quite thick, so it is difficult to puncture the carpet completely. But once it starts, there we go, that is in and set quite solidly. Now, like on the passenger side, these retaining clips that allow liquid to get through the hole because there's no sealing mechanism like on this will be covered with a little bump. Reinsert the car mat. Make sure the front is down all around where it needs to be. And when it's in place, what you'll notice is that this little retaining clip is lined up perfectly. Twist it to lock it into place like I just did, and that prevents the mat from moving. Now, much like on the passenger side, I will insert a couple of these little plastic clips that need to hold the edge down, and that'll be a permanent installation once I put these under here and up on the front edge here. And that's it. Well, I have to admit, in the Niro, that was way easier than in this car. And once again, as you can tell, this offers excellent coverage. Now, there's a difference with my car. The pedal in the Niro is a little different. Here we've got a bit of an opening around the pedal here, but it still covers far better than any other car mat that I've ever owned, including Weathertech. This is far superior in terms of overall look, feel, and fit. And to show you the difference between the Tuxmats that fit in the Kia Niro EV versus my wife's electric car, as I mentioned, there is a difference between the accelerator pedal. The Niro EV accelerator pedal doesn't have a base that goes to the floor. It's all suspended up above. So in this particular case, you can see that the Tuxmat mats offer complete coverage all the way up, all the way around, and there's no way that any dirt will get onto my carpets. And yes, mine are filthy because I just got back from a 600-kilometer trip. And to avoid delaying this video, I just figured I would shoot it as it is and show you what they look like when they're really dirty. In the back, it offers a similar coverage as in my wife's car. All the way up underneath the seat. Now, the one thing that I think that Tuxmat could do better is right here. Underneath, there is no raised edge, and that's the only place of concern that I have on these mats, where the dirt will stay on the mat because there is a little bit of an edge there, but there's no raised edge like here under the seat. So we'll see how that goes this winter, and in the spring I'll do another follow-up video just to show you what it's like after spending one entire season protecting my car. As I mentioned earlier in this video, I didn't get anything for free, and I didn't even get a rebate for anything that I purchased. I really bought everything from Tuxmat, and this is just me giving my personal opinion as to what I consider to be the best car mats I've ever owned. If you follow my channel and have watched my videos, you'll know that in a couple of those previous videos, at the end I was wearing a t-shirt and I would ask you to tell me what the image was about or where it came from. And I kind of like doing that and thought I would create a segment called Tshirt Quiz. So whenever this logo appears, you'll know that I'll be asking you what the t-shirt I'm wearing is about. And I might not be able to do it every time, but I'm going to try and do it as often as possible. This is not the t-shirt, by the way. I'll let you know what that t-shirt is very shortly. So here it is, the t-shirt that one of my sons didn't want me to wear and post in a YouTube video, but it's not like I'm going to be wearing this in public, so I figured, what the heck, I've only got my dignity to lose. If you know what this is about, but more specifically what episode this is from, then put it in the comment section below, and if you're the first one to get the answer correct, I'll mention your name in the next video. Now, before subjecting myself to more embarrassment by keeping this on, let me get that other t-shirt back on. At the end of my last video, I said a big thank you to everybody who had subscribed because I was able to finally reach my 500 subscriber goal. It happened far faster than I anticipated, and I was super happy about it. So I decided, why not shoot for the stars and make my next target 1,000 subscribers. I also said that if I was able to reach 1,000 subscribers, that I would give 10 t-shirts with the EV-olution logo printed on the front of it to 10 of those 1,000 subscribers picked at random. Well, it seems that you guys really want t-shirts, because within a 10-day period, I went from 518 subscribers to 772 subscribers as of the filming of this video. It's amazing and kind of scary at the same time, because that really went quickly. Now it looks like I'm going to have to make those t-shirts soon, I think. So a huge thank you once again to everybody who has subscribed. If you haven't, please click the subscribe button that looks like that. And if you like this video, please click the thumbs up. I also want to let you know that I am now on Instagram, and the pictures that I post there are lots of behind the scenes stuff, as well as other electric car related images. So if you want to follow me, here's my Instagram tag, and let me know what you think. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.